Hello, it is Sunday, December 29th, 2024. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It's a Sunday crossword, which means we're going to be solving a big Sunday grid. We can see this jumbo grid here with a title, Multi-Hyphenates. So maybe, I don't know, compound words or phrases or something. We'll find out soon enough. And this potentially compound phrasal edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Trenin Levitt, Pascal Portalance, and, as always, the indomitable showmaster, the indefinable Charlie Paget, and the inexplicable Chris Ward. Thank you so much to the 5 of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for their generous support. They do sustain this channel, of course. They keep it going day by day. And for that, I'm very grateful. Thank you to those 5 and to everybody who supports the channel at any level via Patreon. If you'd like to do so, you can head to patreon.com/dailysolve or click the description field link where you'll find the bonus videos available to patrons. And for benefactors, like those I've just mentioned, the Let's Check the Crosses official mug. Thanks again to all of those patrons. And thanks if you subscribe on YouTube, which is a big help as well. There's also the Daily Solve Discord chat server you can join. There's a link in the description field to that friendly chat community. And with that all said, let's get on to today's titled crossword, Multi-Hyphenates, by Harry Zhang, who's constructed, I think this is his second puzzle for the New York Times. It was edited once again by Joel Faliano. And let's start solving, see what's going on with this big themed puzzle. The Soul Blank Itself, Emily Dickinson poem. The soul, I think it might be the soul unto itself. Let's look at the crosses and see. Don't even think about it. If this were unto, this could be some, no, I was going to say it could be something like, no, I'm not sure. Proscribed action. So a taboo maybe? No, that wouldn't work with this. Kind of list. A to-do list, a gift list, those are not long enough. I can't think offhand. Opinion piece, an essay maybe? I don't know. It doesn't fit with what I'm thinking about this Emily Dickinson poem's name. Maybe I'll continue on for now. Conceal, to hide, to cache maybe? Exec in charge of investments, chief financial officer possibly? Maybe? Product of rendering. You could render fat or lard specifically. You could render lard or suet from an animal. Conceal. Well, let's look at cache because I do have that there. Product of rendering. So it's not rendered fat, probably. You could render graphics. You could render a verdict. I mean, you could render lots of different things. Big name in pest control. I have no idea. Plan for the day. A schedule or a horary? I don't think that's going to be the answer. Like bibimbap. Oh, maybe this isn't cache. Bibimbap is Korean, so presumably that'll be the answer here. So, conceal could be cloak. You could cloak some information. You could conceal it, hide it. Oh, so the product of rendering, it could be lard, actually, which was my first thought. So what's the Emmy-winning drama series set in the Midwest? Oh, it's Fargo, the TV series adapted from the great Coen Brothers film, Fargo. Big name in pest control. Oh, what is this? Orkin, I think. I remember they had these advertisements that were meant to look like the Terminator was going to come to your house and kill some ants. Plan for the day. Agenda, that's what it is. There we go. Okay, good. So this is all working out. To have a banquet is to dine. A doc that ensures secrecy. Oh, doc is in document, not doctor. An NDA, non-disclosure agreement. And lions prey, what? An anteater? No, lions prey. We'll come back to it. This looks fruitful. Electrician who might put in overtime after a bad storm. Some kind of worker. A line worker, like a line used to be called a lineman, someone who would, work on the telephone lines. Fought in a ring. Fought in a ring. Went around. Not sure. Anesthetized. If you're anesthetized, you're under. Yes, you've been put under. That works. So what is fall? Oh, wrestled. Yes, you wrestled in a ring. That's what it is. Like cobras and some jackets, hooded. You could have a hooded cobra or a hooded jacket. There we go. Don't even think about it. But maybe this isn't line worker, because don't even think about it looks like nuh-uh. I think that's probably right. So what's this then? I don't know. Prescribed action. Oh, and no. No. That's too many letters. Kind of list. No, it does look like to-do list. Maybe we're missing, maybe we're leaving out a word here. 1 of 6 in garden croquet. I don't know what that would be. Electrician who might put in overtime after a bad storm. What was this opinion? Okay, I think we are missing something from here, because this could be op-ed, sort of opposing opinion pieces in a newspaper. This could be a to-do list. This prescribed action could be a no. Don't even think about it could be and that could be also. So, wait a second, multi-hyphenates. So are we meant to sort of actually put a hyphen here? And then prescribed action is a no. Yeah, these are all hyphenated terms. Kind of list is a to-do list. I didn't even realize that when I first thought we were missing a letter here. And then opinion piece is an op-ed. So then dash worker, or maybe it is line worker, which is what I wanted it to be. But the idea is, this is supposed to be one long line or something like that. I think that's probably how it goes. I wonder if I can put in a full. No, it won't let me put in a full. I was trying to put in the longer. Oops. No, I was trying to put in the longer dash, but it's not letting me. Probably wouldn't validate. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's continue on. Gamer's annoyance. I guess lag. If you're playing online, you wouldn't want lag. Watch one's language is to look something. Watch one's language to sign, maybe? You sign language. You sort of literally watch it. I don't know. From time immemorial, ages ago, maybe? The very start could be the get-go. Oh, that could be a hyphen thing. Oh, I bet it is. So this will be not ages ago, but age-old, and then get-go. Here we go. So this will be more dashes, or line, perhaps. Graphics that show trends, line graphs, or line charts. I'd probably want to have graphs in a clue, in an answer which include with the word graphics in it. So probably line charts, I would bet. Just because I think graph and graphics are too similar as words. Watch one's language I'm not sure. Sign on again, to re-up maybe, for a campaign or something. Rapscallion could be a rogue. Green with the boulderized hit Forget You. Oh, that's CeeLo Green. Right, I see, whose hit song was more forcefully expressed than that. Also the name of a song by the great Harry Nilsson. It's also a great song, for that matter. Lions, and I would commend it to you if you're not familiar with Harry Nilsson's work. Lion's prey, an antelope. That's the creature I was trying to think of, and I couldn't for some reason. Watch one's language to... Oh, lip read. I see. Okay, I was sort of on the right track with sign language, but wasn't all the way there. Disney CEO Bob Iger, certainly heard of him. Politico Buttigieg, Pete Buttigieg, a U.S. political figure. That feels good. Could be maybe. Could be 2 A's and an H, or an A and 2 H's. Let's find out. Partner of dreams, hopes and dreams. It's 2 H's. Early phase of software development could be alpha. The software is at alpha, so it's sort of complete and usable, but at a very unfinished state. Full of unnecessary costs as a budget. Do I think this is a -1? No, it's not. It's bloated. Sign off on. To sign off on something would be to approve it. Sharpened would be whetted. So if a knife could be sharpened, it could be whetted. Loops around a rodeo could be lassos. So loops in the sense of as a noun, not a verb in this case. Whale, blubber, etc. are to bawl, to cry. And dog with small black eyes that twinkled merrily on either side of his funny wee nose must be Toto from the Wizard of Oz. Preceding times are eve, so the night before, something else. Something brought aboard was laded, so, a cargo ship could be laden with crates and such. Santa Ana, there we go, the general, and these days, eponymous winds, the Santa Ana winds of the west coast of the United States. No time to lose. Soon, I guess. Is that it? Or, I don't know. Bar exercises, I'm not sure. Highly recommended story. Not sure about that either. Dough dispenser. An ATM, so dough in the sense of money. Vanishing point. I have to remember we could start getting dashes at any point in here as well. Henry, okay, but this won't be one. Henry, who composed the theme for the Pink Panther. What a funny coincidence. I rewatched the Pink Panther for the film The Pink Panther for the first time in many years, just 2 nights ago. Anyway, it's Henry Mancini. It's an absolutely great piece of music that I'm sure you remember or would recognize if you heard it. Dish of chopped meat, potatoes, and onions. Hash, I suppose. Could be a sort of breakfast hash, maybe. Vanishing point, the horizon, or I'm not sure. If you're fascinated by something, you're into it, maybe. Parasites need hosts, and medical inserts are stents into a blood vessel, for instance. The Macarena and Cha-Cha slide for 2. Oh, I bet these are line dances. So there we go. We can immediately put in some more dashes. That's helpful. So vanishing point, question mark. Vanishing point, thinner, thinning, thinner, I don't know. Corrupt. Oh, to corrupt something or someone would be to taint them. Vanishing point, is it thin end? I don't know, can't see what that is. Quite fond of with 2. Attracted to. No, it's not it. Well, what about this? Colorings or tints. Vanishing point, thin air. I see. You vanish into thin air. That's the point into which you vanish. I see. Okay, so wild tours are safaris, and quite fond of with 2. I can't see what that is for some reason. Meager is few. If there was only a meager number, a small number, only very few. Winter month looks like December. Quite fond of. Attached to, that's what it is. There we go. You're attached to someone, quite fond of them. Places to dock are wharfs on a seaport or something. Strong man of myth could be Atlas. I always forget I think Atlas in this context is spelled with a U. Starter with chips. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's with an A, because it could be an ante. So you could start betting with casino chips. Put them into the ante. I know a blank, rhyming children's book. I know a rhino. That sounds right. Soda with strawberry and pineapple flavors. Oh, Fanta, probably. Derisive expression could be a sneer. Man's name meaning strong in Hebrew, Ethan. I guess that must be right. I didn't know that, but that looks correct. To rise, if the figures rise dramatically, they soar. Is this going to be a line? Oh, maybe no. Oh, indication of where to cut or something written 5 times in this puzzle. It's a dotted line. There we go. So that makes more sense. These aren't meant to be a continuous line. They're a dotted line, like a perforation, or as it says somewhere that indicates cut there. Okay, good. That works out very well. So we've encountered our theme revealer for the puzzle in exactly the position we'd expect to find it. To botch things could be to err, to make a mistake. Relative of a badger could be an otter, maybe. Clarified butter is ghee. Oh, it's not a dotted line, it's a dashed line. Same idea. And that makes more sense, because these aren't dots, they're dashes. So there we go. Similar idea, but this was more correct. Clarified butter is ghee, as in Indian cookery. Repulsive could be, I don't know, not sure. Piece of classical music, a sonata maybe? That's a form, musical form in classical music. Catch could be to snag something. Repulsive is nasty, that's what it is. And part of MGM, so MGM, the film studio, Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer, and And so that's the Meyer is the answer there. Honesty is the first chapter in the book of wisdom. So says Thomas Jefferson. There we go. And then a solar wind particle is an ion, ion wind. They might make you jump. What might make you jump? I don't know. What about these dashes? We haven't looked at these yet. Highly recommend. Oh, we have it. We didn't know they were dashed yet. Highly recommended story, a must read. There we go. That's helpful. Bar exercises, and then what about this? No time to lose. Come on, that's what it is. So bar exercises are chin-ups. There we go. And awaiting surgery informally, pre-op, pre-operation, or pre-operative. I don't know which it technically is. Dien Bien Phu, 1954 battle site in Vietnam. Okay. I think I've certainly heard that name before, but I couldn't tell you anything about it specifically, unfortunately. McAvoy or McAvoy, I guess, probably of cosmetics. Trish, maybe? I'm not actually sure. Conceal, yes, if you concealed something, you hid it. So this does look like Trish, doesn't it? Rating that signifies lewdness or violence. TVMA for a mature rating in U.S. television rating system. Let's see. Large Starbucks size venti. That sounds plausible. I can never remember what their different sizes mean, but I think that is correct. Love affair would be amour. Is that in English? Do we use that to mean love affair? I guess we must. All right, well, there we go. Jason's ship is the Argo from Greek myth. Jason and his Argonauts who sailed that ship. Iced coffee drink is a frappe, okay? And then a stronghold is a fortress, probably. To weigh down would be to bog something down. If you sauntered in, you what? You breezed in, maybe? Yeah, that looks good. Certain fantasy football stats. Touchdowns, I would imagine. I hope it's not something more specific than that, but we'll find out. To invite on a date would be to ask out, so I think that was correct. If one seeks compensation, maybe one dues or sues. You sue someone, of course. If you exude charm, you ooze charm. We're going to ooze stamina by getting through this puzzle. Blank Bill, folk hero who is said to have ridden a tornado like a bucking bronco. Oh, Pico Spill? I've definitely heard that name. I don't know that I've actually heard the folk's tale of Pico Spill, but I think this is probably right. And then they might make you jump. Sparrows. Why? I don't know why that's the case, but I don't know what other word could possibly fit there, so I think it's right. To attack someone from all sides would be to beset them. Defensive position. I bet, I wouldn't have known this, but I bet it's linebacker because this looks like a place we're going to put in these dashes. Vacation destination in the Caribbean, Aruba. Oh, it's not sparrows. No wonder I was confused. It's Aruba. They're up arrows. They might make you jump. I guess in a video game or something. That's what it's getting at. Interesting. Well, that's well clued because I was misdirected by it. Jamie, who pitched on 8 major league teams over his 25-year career. I have no idea, unfortunately. Place to hover could be, what? Do they mean hover like with a mouse? Or, I'm not sure. Big name in frozen food. This is Or-Ido, which is from the state names Oregon, Idaho, and they make, I think, frozen potatoes and things. Obsequious types are what? Suck-ups? It doesn't fit. Oh, yes men, probably. There we go. Similar idea. Okay, Gran Turismo 2023 film. So that was, I think, adapted from the video game series, I guess. Gave support. If you aided someone, you supported them. Auction action would be a bid. You could bid at an auction to buy something. Director Sam Raimi, the great director of the Evil Dead films, among others, the Spider-Man films. The Tobey Maguire ones anyway. Place to hover would be, oh, I see, you hover in midair. Grave situation is a dire situation. And then close-fitting headwear in a variant spelling. Oh, do-rag. A variant spelling. So which do we think? Okay, this is actually the spelling that I'm most familiar with do-rag. It's D-O-R-A-G. So maybe 2 O's is the other spelling. Could be. Anyway, praiseful poems, the official poetic form of the New York Times crossword, would be odes. There we go. Okay, Jamie Moyer, I guess, who pitched on 8 major league teams. Is this an E probably? Hefeweizen, e.g., an ale, beer, or more specific than a beer, an ale in particular. Snack brand with classic and wavy varieties must be Lay's, which are Walker's potato crisps here in the UK. It's heard in a hearing, a plea or something, I don't know. Heard, an argument or a cross-examination, or I don't know. Anyway, stays alive, survives, presumably. NB3, BXH7, RA4, etc. Wow, what are these? I don't know what these are. I'd be curious to see. Are they some kind of genetic thing? What Boyle's law pertains to? Boyle's law. Is that heat? What is Boyle's law? I can't remember. It's been ages since I had to know any of that sort of thing. Pulled a classic prank on for short. You TP'd, you toilet papered someone's house. To unnecessarily lengthen as an essay would be to pad it out, to elongate sentences with no real additional information. Increased suddenly. Oh, something surged. It increased suddenly. What Boyle's law pertains to? Oh, gases? That sounds right. Something about pressure, maybe, and heat. Lurched. Rocked, if something lurched from side to side, maybe. Step on. Oh, tread on. This is not rocked. Maybe it's reeled. Similar idea. Author Zola, Emile Zola. Author, there we go. So what are these? NB3, BXH7, RA4, etc. There. Don't know. Sleep stage, REM, rapid eye movement, sleep. Oh, are they moves? Oh. Are these chess moves? Must be. It's heard in a hearing. You can tell I'm not very conversant in chess notation. Either because these are or aren't chess moves. Either one of those, my uncertainty would indicate that I don't know it very well. It's heard in a hearing. Testimony, that's what it is. Okay, great. The Simpsons character who says, I've done everything the Bible says, even the stuff that contradicts the other stuff. Ned Flanders, the sort of overly pious neighbor of the Simpsons. Prepared. If you're prepared, you're set. Home state of the Senator Lisa Blunt Rochester, abbreviation. Must be Delaware, I suppose. In the U.S. Loud whistlers, don't know offhand. Language from which curry comes. Is it Tamil? Let's see. Magic word. Magic word. Oh, maybe this is I bet this is, this will be line drives. Hard hits off the bat in baseball. I bet that's line drives. Okay. And then this is ta-da. That was why I thought that's why I looked at this one, because I thought maybe this would be ta-da with a hyphen, and it was. Superman's birth name. Oh. Kal something, I think. Kal-Il or Kal-El or Kal-Al. I'm pretty sure that's right. I think this is an L. Potatoes on an Indian menu. That's aloo. Potatoes. Portrayer of Grindelwald in Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald. Okay. This I have no idea, unfortunately. That's annoying. I don't even know who that character is. Let's see. I don't know. I mean, it'll be an A or an E or maybe an I, but I think it's an A or an E. Genre for Fallout Boy. Oh, it's emo. No, I was going to say emo rock. It's emo pop, I guess, probably. The emo being the official rock subgenre of the New York Times crossword, but here in its additional subgenre form of emo pop, I guess. So that must be what Fallout Boy is, which at least I've heard of that band name. Loud whistlers. Oh, kettles, right. Like you boil a kettle and it whistles. Descriptor for a dictator is... what does that mean? Tip top? I don't know why that would be the answer. Without help is alone. Oh, I see. Right. You could refer to a tin pot dictator to sort of, as a kind of diminutive, I suppose, to cut them down to size a bit. Education support group, the PTA, Parent Teacher Association. Oh, is it Depp? Johnny Depp, I guess, must have been in that. Okay, so Kal-El. I didn't realize we were done. So that took me by surprise there. I think because of the dashes out of my kind of peripheral vision, it still looked like parts of the grid were unfilled. But there we go. Okay, great. So this worked out well. So I think that was a pretty approachable Sunday puzzle. Came together nicely. I just needed to understand what was going on with the theme after leaving this section unfilled initially. But there we go. We had our dashed line theme. I think this is a very good Sunday theme. It's ambitious enough to not feel rote, but it's not overly convoluted or extremely obscure. So there we go. We have our line worker, our line charts, line drives, line dances, and line backer. These are our dashed line themes, each of which then is involved in allowing us to have 4 hyphenated phrases, hence our title, Multi-Hyphenates. So that was a very nice puzzle by Harry Zhang. I think that was a really good Sunday puzzle. Let me know how you fared with this one. I liked it. And well done finding all of these phrases in appropriate lengths to fit nicely into a crossword grid. And there we go, our dashed line. That was that for the Sunday puzzle. I'll be back tomorrow for the Monday edition of the crossword. Will be a smaller grid than this, still fairly approachable with a theme. Join me for that, but until then, please do have an excellent remainder of your Sunday. Take care.